Attack.
Hey.
There's Jorge.
So today we're doing a speech on You're Not Ready for Maybe. It's a speech on family emergency preparedness. Family emergency preparedness. Well, in society today, people have become all too comfortable with feeling secure with everyday household items, especially when it comes to food and first aid. It has its hazards, and you may not be ready for it if there's a family emergency or a large natural disaster. For many years, I relied on the services our communities have to offer until I started a family on my own and I had my own children. I've watched people lose their homes, their lives, and their family. I realized that a lot of this misfortune and turmoil was due to emergency situations where the people were not prepared for it. Today we will cover why we should all have emergency preparedness, how you can implement it into your lives, and also why it's better for your family to overall be prepared for any emergency or a natural disaster if it were to happen. We live in a crazy, unpredictable world. And when I think about it, I realize, especially in our own country, we can sometimes really lose sight of this. In society today, people have become all too comfortable with feeling secure with everyday household items, such as where we get our food, and also how we receive our first aid. Relying on the services offered by modern civilizations has its hazards, and you may not be ready if an emergency or natural disaster happens, such as empty shelves on a store, and no food at home, lack of first aid, and also lack of how to use your first aid materials. There are many ways to have family preparedness. Natural disaster happens right here, right now. Is your household taken care of? Do you have water? Do you have alternative heat, or do you have non-perishable food storage items? When is the last time you freshened up on your first aid? On average, a family household does not even have the basics, and I am going to tell you the best ways of keeping your family safe if the worst happens, especially if you happen to be a person who is not ready for this situation. 1, have family emergency readiness plan. Where to meet, where not to meet if anything happens, and what to do. Have non-perishable food supply that will last a minimum of 3 days. And also have a water supply for each person in your household that will last a minimum of 3 days. Have a full-size first aid kit. Know how to use every part and every item in your first aid kit. This is just the minimums of preparing for family readiness. So there are many available websites to the general public on where to start on getting prepared and ready for checklists, contact cards, and information and what to do. There's emergencycdc.gov, there's ready.gov, and there's also FEMA.gov, are good places to go. This here would be a family communication plan. There's all your contact information for your whole family and your kids if anything were to ever happen. Realistically, what you should do is get a kit, first aid, a food kit, in a bag or something for each person. Everybody knows their meetup locations, all your emergency contacts, and then everybody can meet up. Best way to remember all this is to plan, prepare, and practice. Being prepared and having family preparedness will increase your family's odds of not only survival in an event, but the comfortability of going through something like this. Imagine for a second there's a natural disaster. You are 30 minutes from work, or 30 minutes from home, and cell services are down. There's no way to reach your young children and to tell them where to go or where not to go, wondering if they're injured, frightened, or lost. Imagine people have raided the stores before you, and there's nothing to eat at home. Help's not going to be on its way for 48 hours. Also, your home has no running water or electricity right now. What will you do? Being prepared for your household's safety will dramatically change this outcome. Consequences of not can be catastrophic, especially if you have not been prepared. Being prepared by implementing family readiness plan could have positive impact on any situation at any given time if one shall arise. It could possibly be the difference for your family in feast or famine. So you're not ready for maybe. Well, I have covered why we all should have emergency preparedness, how you can implement this into your life, and also why it's better for your family overall to be prepared for any emergency situation or natural disaster. We place so much effort into the wants of our lives that if we just pay attention to the surroundings and our family securities, we would be so much more less misfortune if something horrible were to happen. I hope for the sake of your family, you will leave here today more aware and take charge of your family readiness and your family security and have a family preparedness plan ready to go. Thank you. If you guys have any questions or anything about family readiness or FEMA plans or anything? No? You're all good? Okay, thanks.